there we go. Okay, there we go. Hello, hello. There's my morning coffee. There we go. They serve me both, so that's good. I also have a coconut, just fresh coconut. But yeah, ready for some nice coffee and the talks. I haven't done this type of live for a long time. It's basically very simple. It's chill, open for a Q&A. Happy to give an update regarding my preparation process for my professional boxing debut. The training is going well. This is the phase where I put a lot of work and a lot of energy in my training sessions. And then the rest of it is just recovery, resting. Fortunately, my work is not very stressful or anything like that, so I just managed to do everything of all of it and just recover, sleep enough, eat well, get supplemented. Today I'm very sore after yesterday's double session, so we had some sprint training in the morning and some interval sprints, and then in the evening it was boxing work, a little bit of pairs as well, heavy back. And let me tell you, I'm hurting today, and I strained my neck a little bit, so taking a day off today, and tomorrow we shall see. Should feel better and be ready to get back to the training. Sorry. Hello, Nix. Nice shines. Hi, Chris. Hi, Nix. Popcorn. Hi, BMCK. It was good to see you the other day in the live. Like, it was a little bit odd feeling that actually being able to see your face. Well, I hope you enjoyed the car thing. Hi, James. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Rocky is generationally very motivational. However, I'm pro science on that case. So what happens is now I have around pretty much a month for before my fight, and the training, like the next 3 weeks, it's like all impact training, really pushing to the limits, especially on certain sessions. And it hurts and it's uncomfortable, but it's completely fine. It's also about to get kind of used to that feeling. But then pretty much 10 days and the week before, it will get more, how to say it, more chill, actually, because I would need to recover properly and be ready for the fight. And before fight, the week before fight, it's less about training and getting tired and putting all the impact in, and it's more about strategy, logistics, and that kind of stuff. So, beautiful hair, thank you. Like, subscribe, guys, appreciate it. A month before Rocky versus Russia. In Vietnam. Well, everyone can say that. That's fine, Joshua. Don't go too hard. You're just waking up or needing some sleep. Don't overwork yourself, especially with the internet. No, it's let me tell you how it's 12 p.m. So it's exactly midday, and I've been awake for hours now, and I had all the sleep I needed. Lately, I've been sleeping like we go to bed relatively early before 12, and I sleep for 12 hours, like 10, 12 hours, and I just let myself sleep. Sleep is like
Alo,
the foundation of it.
mày đậu qua bí
I have a guy sitting right in front of me. He got his judo
chó
judo
học
wear
xong qua bí
delivered,
xong giờ tao
so
qua bên này ngồi có mình tao ngồi cho nghỉ
also into martial arts.
mày thích giác không mày thích giác không mày mày đồ mày thích giác
My
không
neck
cho nghỉ
hurts a little bit. That's one of the main reasons I'm not doing
mày
training
kêu
today,
mày
because
đi
I
tao biết tao
actually
qua
strained my neck. But it's usually fine after if you just let it rest immediately. There's not going to be any complications.
đang ngồi hẹn hò với em nước ngoài.
It's been a minute since I've been tuned in. It has been crazy busy. Well, metal drummer, that's okay. You're most welcome.
Mày lị không là nó là
Chris be like, oh, okay, I did my job. Oh, I love your duo, guys. You know that.
Thế đồ bỏ về rồi nè.
The shirt showed up today. Great quality. Thanks again. Oh, that was Unix. Oh, that's very great. I'm glad that you got one, and I'm glad that it's good quality. I will do more of those t-shirts and with different themes. I just need to put the priorities right, I guess. Sleep for 12 hours. Well, yeah, women on average need more sleep, I think. And I'm a big time sleeper. You definitely have nothing going on in life if you're able to sleep 12 hours. My life is pretty much boring in Southeast Asia together with my husband. We have both remote income sources and work like I do. Train a few clients. I host karaoke here and there, and I have even live streamed that. So yeah, my work currently is not related to much. And then yeah, I'm on the free schedule. So I also paint, obviously. I'm like working on my artwork and training. Training is like an important part of it. So preparing for my professional boxing debut. So there's some things that are going on in my life, but it's not a 9 to 5 job. That's for sure. You probably hear that, yeah. You finish the ramp in the canning and painting. Pretty much, just need to add the lizards and let it dry. That upper layer is not going to be hard to dry. It's going to be quick. And now the main painting is also getting cured. So yeah, it's going to be ready for... No, I'll just sit aside a little bit here. Oh. I think that will be better. I'm not gonna tell the guy to like sit the other way. He's like free to sit whatever he wants. But I think it's gonna be better for me. There we go. Oh yeah, are you Brazilian? I must be mistaken. No, I'm Georgian. From the not from the States, but from the country. Hey Chris, when we gonna see a red short of your singing a song? Well, that's Chris will respond to that. Diana does it all, even Chris. LOL. LOL. Yeah, that's funny. You sound like you're related to Jean-Claude Van Damme. I guess so. Ibrahim, don't go too hard. I'm definitely. First of all, I'm coming from the Christian country. It's, you know, my country had the beef with a lot of Muslims in the history. So, hey V-Man, I got it. They are trolling you, but I still read it in the. Yeah, I saw it, but I had to change it in the end. What do you expect from me? I have not even finished my coffee yet. Hello, Red and Hops. How is preparation going for your debut? Well, I'm jacked. Good, ready, good, explosive. Had some sparring session yesterday. I love my teammates. They are. What happens? They're all bigger than me. They're all guys. And another one is also fighting on the same event. Danya is a great guy. And he's also a coach, so he knows how to work with you. But when we start moving a lot, and he's like, gets in these like a praying mantis stance, and these like very technical switchy stances. Like, I do like that too. But my job was to like get in, because on this fight I will have to take a pressing position, and with the defense and with some of the like rolling shoulder elements, but mostly I will press and push strategically. And when I train with them, like I go and again with them it's hard to do it, because they have like maybe 15-20 centimeters reach advantage over me. But some things pass, and I don't, like yesterday we double jab each other, so he jabbed me and it was obviously a harder jab, but I somehow jabbed him too. I don't know, like, so it was funny because we both were like, okay, yeah, that's even. But yeah, no, those guys training me so well. I'm so grateful. Without any significant damage. It's not like they're like taking my head off my shoulders or anything like that, but they really push me when it comes to endurance, and you know, like really, because there is one thing you can do fencing in the boxing, but there is a position where you go in and it's about who is more physically stronger and powerful, and I believe with them I'm just gonna crush it. So it's all good. Hey, I sing only every 4 years, and it's exclusive to Tequila Song. And he also sings on the 29th of the, it's the 31st of the February. Merab fan? I mean, every Georgian is a Merab fan, of course. Okay. Bro, time, let's see, it's 12:10. I've seen videos and you're getting so much better with the pull-ups. Not far to go now till the big days. Yes, it's around months left. Oh, 1 month left. I'm married. Sorry, I've been super busy with the business, haven't had much free time. I shouldn't apologize. I hope the business goes well, so feel free, if you want to share a word or two about it, how it's going, just do it. It's very exciting. Then I can beat the Bruce Lee in the arm wrestling match. Okay. Don't be a sis, sing a song every once in a while where your fans. Well, he sings along with me. He likes, one of his favorite songs is the Iron Hands by forgot the band. But anyways, the Iron Head, you know the song most likely. And I learned how to play it on guitar, and when I play it, he sings along with me a little bit. And I keep saying he has a nice voice. He just would need a little practicing. Same with art, you know. I would like him to get more into art and maybe just try it. And I would be happy to help with it. But you know, one step at a time. I think he's very talented. The date for the fight is the 21st June, by the way, guys. Yes, we will, again, we'll post more, we'll share it more when it gets closer. Where can we see the fight? We want to live stream from my channel as well. I'll share the details of the Trigger Boxing YouTube channel. They're also gonna have it live, and I think we're gonna get the pre-record too. So I think they will share that, and hopefully I'll be able to share to upload it on my YouTube channel as well. Found her for the arts. Now I'm attending a boxing match. The slope is steep. Yeah, I mean, there's three categories of people who find me from in a different ways. It's boxing, it is art, and this is karaoke. So yeah, you can have the full package. Hey Becky Lynch, hello. Okay, the kid moved, so just like it's more shadowy here, so I'm just gonna move back. And now I'm alone in this place. There we go. Okay. Yeah, because it's better shadow here. Good morning. Are you doing kickboxing? No, just the boxing. We're working on maybe live streaming here on the channel. That's correct. How can I make my punches stronger? Brian Fury asks. By only punching this sandbag, or should I use resistant bands? Well, you need to train strengths completely as a separate thing. So in the sports where explosivity and explosive momentum is a big thing, so you need to create power through velocity. It's like sprinting, weightlifting, boxing, and any other kicking martial arts. And generally, like a lot of other sports, like strength is always a great skill to develop, but you kind of do it separate too. So you have some off time, and it usually happens more off the camp. You build up and it doesn't have to be only like weights or like gym equipment. It can be elements like pull-ups or muscle-ups, dips, landmine press. Then you have some like let's say school squats or quarter squats that sprinters use very commonly. The goal is, when you train strengths, you need to do less than 5 repetitions. It depends on the program. Sometimes you do 1 rep max, or you can 3 or 5, but the limit is you don't exceed 5 repetitions. If it's too easy, you can add up weight, and yet you don't try to get to the failure. You try to increase the weight and your strengths in a certain movement without achieving any failure, muscular failure. So you train that, let's say, once or twice a week. Then you do your sport. You do the actual mechanics and the technique of it. Like in the boxing, you do a school of boxing, shadow boxing, then you do heavy back. And then you start using technique. You try to take that strength and learn how to translate it through that technique into a power, right? So that's kind of another part of the job you gotta do. And yeah, definitely using heavy back. So you need to slow down and work more isolated, or not, I wouldn't say as isolated, more concentrated on single punches or like a double, or like not exceeding 3 punches combos, because everything more than 3, it kind of goes like, you go pacing, you go speedy, your power potential decreases, your speed kind of takes over. And again, it's completely normal that there is the room for that type of training. But you asked about the power, how to make punch more powerful. Yes, you use your heavy back and learn how to like really create that power through velocity in that technique, but at the same time, you need to do training outside of it, strength training. Okay, I'm keep scrolling up. Can't wait to see your fight. Also, God bless. Thank you very much, some person. You know Sri Lanka? Yes, I do. If I need another mode, I don't mind. Oh, BMCK. You want to be in mode? You got it. I know you're not gonna kick out people over some dirty jokes or stuff, unless it's too gross. And I would say it's more about spamming, because someone can write something once, let them just be there, you know, and see how they behave further. But like spamming is the most unencouraged behavior, I would say. Thanks, but it has been a good challenge so far. As I said, it's I hope it all sorts out, gets sorted out, and I guess business is, because when you get on the business side of the things, when you create something yours, it's more than just knowing how that field works. It's everything pretty much. So I guess it takes time to get it acclimated and adapted to it. But again, I hope the numbers turn into your favor very soon. I got you. You're good people. Thanks. When's your next fight? Well, my first fight, my boxing debut pretty much, 21st of June. I'm doing well. I'm out for a lot of people, no flex, but yeah. No flex, but flex. Yeah, that's cool. Well, Vimen, you were there was this little situation with the other person in the thing, so it's hold up. Again, you don't even need to do it when you're set as a moderator. You don't really need to sit on it hard or so. It's also easier when there are a few moderators, because everyone can be like chill, and unless there's something too weird going on, you know, you just can chill and enjoy the conversation. Stay safe while fighting. That's what I'm intending to do. I learned a lot about stick fighting being a drummer and raised in the martial arts. Well, that sounds interesting. Speaking of being a drummer, I think that's one of the hardest things in the music. Because I knew some people who could play multiple instruments, but drum was something different. Like you really can, like you need to rather have something for it, or you need to dedicate specific, you have to have that love to it, so you commit enough time to really get into it. Because I think it's extremely difficult, you know, you create the rhythm using all four limbs, and maybe even, I don't know, maybe even your body, and it's super and I love drums. I love to me two things. Oh, I wouldn't say two things, three things, which is already pretty much the whole band, but the solo guitar, like when you have this electric guitar solo, the bass, like a good bass and like solo bass, I love to listen to that, because it's also very rhythmic and it gives like another layer to the rhythm. And then drums, I can listen to like the drums of the not even solo, but just the good drum really brings up the whole music or whole piece on another level. Chris, you're apparently talented. What's your channel? Well, Chris used to jump from the mountains, and he still has some of those videos on his YouTube page. I'm from Georgia, Tbilisi. Have you ever spoken Spanish in your life? I tried to learn a little bit, and all I remember is "Cómo estás?" That's it. But that was when I was a teenager, and I didn't know English at that point either. So after that, I successfully learned English myself. So I think I would have a better success if I tried now. You're very good at karaoke. I got some experience. So, Red, what are you working on the stage of your prep? I'm just curious. Right now, I think conditioning and boxing work. And obviously, it's like you always work on the boxing, but before I would work different. Um, like different things, everything. I would just build up some shifts and like close distance, guard manipulation, just work on the harder punches. This is kind of you do off the camp, you take that time. And I'm very glad that I had the whole year to really prepare myself. So now that I stepped more into a camp-like environment, again, it's an endurance. At least twice a week, there is rather assault bike or sprints like I did yesterday for endurance. And boxing, in the sense of a lot of footwork, like moving, learning how to pace, but also push hard. And well, thanks to my sparring partners, they do that really well. It's funny, they give me a task, and they're like, they make that to accomplish that task quite difficult, and yet I still find a way. Not always, but sometimes, and like I learn how to not hesitate, even if like it feels like the person is like ready to counter from all the sides. I actually learned how to really press well, not just straightforward, but with the weaves and keeping my guard up, and then go like more powerful combos, not just one punchers and boxing fencing, but really go there and leave like 2 or 3 like fast punches. I have some I have some messages and requests on Instagram, but as I said, I don't look at it right now much. I'm focusing on my training, and even though I pulled some things on Instagram, that's just because, well, like to be consistent with the content and the updates, but I don't really do much messaging right now. You're excited to see Usyk and Shiraz fight this weekend? Yeah, definitely. And I like the Egyptian theme. I like how they made it all about Giza pyramids and stuff. I think that's cool theme. My youngest boy joined the boxing gym. He's been prepared for the last 4 years by yours truly. Oh, that's very cool. Well, you gotta give us the updates how he's succeeding. If there's any questions or objections, or and it sometimes comes up, especially with the kids in the boxing. Why is it too hard, or what? Like if there's gonna be anything that I could help with, I'm happy. And Nix, thank you for the 5 Red Hat gifted memberships. And I believe a lot of people appreciate it. Thank you very much, Nix. Okay. Which kickboxer do you... Well, Pereira in Glory obviously was a kickboxer, but currently they're rather MMA fighters. At least I would count them as. And well, yeah, you've seen McGregor coming back soon against the Holloway. I don't know what they've been doing. Maybe he's been training for a long time and preparing for it, and they just didn't show it, or they just did like a short call because MVP thing and just kind of overshadow it. I don't know, but we shall see. I mean, the fact is Holloway's been around. He's active. He's still there in the shape, more or less. And well, Conor has a lot of ring dust, so I don't know. Slapping Peter Yan will need a lot of velocity. That's true. Thanks for your help getting stronger punches. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. With MMA fighters, yes. Yet Pereira was a glory champion, so he's definitely coming from kickboxing. Do you exclusively just boxing or other fighting styles? Currently exclusively boxing, but I've done some BJJ, done a little bit of MMA kickboxing, but more like um, like during pandemic we would just meet up with friends of different martial art backgrounds and we would just train together, and that was more. At BJJ I did like 6 months before I got injured, and by the time that injury healed I kind of moved on already. So yeah, BJJ is the training wise on the trains. I think it's way more injury risky comparing to boxing. I will time out, won't hide. Well, fair enough. I'm quite behind on the chat, so let me. Okay, Nick's so glad the YouTube algorithm actually worked. Yeah, that's great. Let me just. I scrolled up down a little bit. Don't give away your boxing technique. That's okay. One of the reasons of the channel was to share, and it's not the easy stuff to do. The things I'm doing, even the way I explain it, some people might get it, some people don't. But I've been told by some other people debuting and having their first fights that some things helped. So I don't mind that. And if my opponent hears, I'm not even sure if she knows English specifically, but it's completely fine because that's not going to help her. Have you seen Dakota Ditcher? She's awesome. Oh, Dakota is the beast. She's a little bit of weight bully, but she has a legit skills. Your YouTube shorts are amazing. I mean, I'm trying. Coker McGregor. You're going to be a beast out there in the ring. I hope I can somehow see it. You will be able to see it in the pre-record, even if not the live. So we'll make sure that you can watch the fight at any time. And hey, Jim. Giraffes are called giraffes because they're what they are. Oh, well, fair enough. It's fun to train with friends, no tap needed. Yeah. Especially when it was COVID period and everyone was depressed, so we fortunately had the opportunity to kind of gather and train together. I'm from Poland, have a nice day. You're a beautiful and good woman. Thank you. Hello, Iron Lady. It surprises me because you're a very good boxer. Apart from that, you look perfect. I look okay. Thank you. And that's not they're quite good. There are some lookers in the boxing, like women. They're some of the very pretty girls in the boxing, and it's just an urge. Like for both, there are men and women who just wanna step in that environment. But also their styles, right? I wouldn't fight MMA because I would need to prepare for it, this and that, and it would be more difficult to me because I hyper specialized in boxing. But boxing, yes, just let me in. Have you ever punched a chicken? No, but my memories with the chicken, one of my first memories is my grandma, my Ukrainian grandma, my mother's mom. Back then when Crimea was still Ukraine and we were visiting as children, I remember she was like, oh, come in here, I'm going to show you something. So she takes that chicken, just cuts its head off. I watched like this, oh my God, and the chicken just runs around for maybe like 10 minutes, beheaded, and my grandma is like, yeah, just let it rest. Isn't that cool? Yeah, that generation was tough. So the response is I never punched a chicken. My grandma, though, beheaded many chickens. Chris is cool. Oh, yeah, Chris is awesome. Who's your all-time favorite boxer? Tyson, Pac-Man. Uh, okay, famous like Roy Jones Jr. Definitely putting up there. Floyd Patterson. It's a little bit, maybe not everyone knows him, but Floyd Patterson's one of my favorites. Joe Calzaghe, one of my favorites. Also not like undefeated champion, retired undefeated, but definitely not as known. I would, especially recently Lomachenko. I always loved him, but again, inspired my training in many ways. Man, there's so many other boxers too. Like it's just like again, different eras, different boxers. It's really hard to pick one. Don't want to be rude, but yeah, trolls be trolls. BMCK is gonna time you out. Time you out hard. Okay. I'm in Southeast Asia. I don't wear socks, only slippers. Okay, that's good one. I tried sparring a friend. He grabbed me, and I could not do anything. I was watching Usyk versus Fury 2. I noticed Usyk used a Russian arm drag to pull Fury off him. Is this right? I don't want to get tied. Yeah, I mean it's a little dirty trick, but again, it's not like you're holding the arm. Sometimes it just happens. It happens to me. I happen to do that, but not intentionally. It just the way I position my guard. Sometimes people throw a jab, for example, and it just gets stuck. And what you do is it you obviously shouldn't just pull it and just be there. It's better actually just to do actual clinch if you want to rest. That's allowed and completely fine in boxing. But what you do once their arm is stuck and they're literally open, you just use that momentum to punch them. So yeah, it's kind of, and it usually happens when they try to go harder jab instead of the like a slappy jab, or it can happen with any punch, but very commonly happens with jabs specifically. And again, it also depends on the referee. If they see you intentional dragging, they're gonna give you a warning, like don't pull the hands. They're gonna. But if you do a friendly sparring, again, you can't do anything about it. Like unless, except asking them, please don't do that. Let's just do a clean boxing. I'm Georgian, but I have Ukrainian. I have both Russian and Ukrainian roots. So my mom is half Russian, half Ukrainian, and her mother's side is. So my grandma's name is Galina Grib. Grib is literally. It's very common that in Ukrainian, like Usyk. You know what Usyk means? It means a mustache. It really does. So Grib is a mushroom. Galina mushroom. So it's literally there are some types of. Not all, like Lomachenko is not. It's like one of it's Loma, Enko, Chenko. Like a lot of Ukrainian surnames end on Chenko. But yeah, there are surnames like Usyk, Grib, and I heard some other weird ones too. So yeah, my I'm coming from the Ukrainian line of the mushrooms. Roy Jones was a great one, but again, then you had Roy Jones. Calzaghe there was also the Bernard Hopkins, one of the very impressive boxers. I always like his precision, his longevity in the box. One of the oldest champions to reclaim the title and unify it. Not one of the oldest one. And yeah, Calzaghe beat both of them. So it's. You know, it's just boxing is very diverse. How do you take care? I shave them. I don't have my chair in the first place, so it's easy for me to not have my chair on the body. You got Poatan or Gan? I would pick Poatan, and I want Poatan to win. I want my boy to have those three become a 3 division champion. You will be the next undefeated WBC. I mean, let's see in a few years. Like if my career really takes off and goes up there and fight after fight, it just goes well and well and well. Yeah, sure. Why not? Why the heck no? Chris be like heels and pig boxers. I'm from Georgia, Tbilisi. Same country as Merab, by the way. Merab and originally Topuria brothers as well. Diana and Chris, remember, pain is the weakness leaving the body. I love that one, especially on my trainings. When hurt, stand up. That's true. Hey Matt, welcome back. Oh, good to see you. Yeah, we're doing, we're chilling and gradually preparing for my fight and trying to kind of have it all. Besides, you're very disciplined and, well, it's good. The discipline is very good. Even playing the guitar, box, painting, that's what I've said well about you. You're very disciplined. That's good. Thank you, Ricardo. Appreciate it. Howdy. I have to shave my Usyk. Yeah. Yeah, my pro debut will be on the 21st of June. They're the strongest couple on YouTube. For real. Yeah. Aw, thanks, bud. Email that information to me, Chris. Yeah, we will. Actually, that's a good idea. Just send a few emails, like, you know, just make a template for when the fight's gonna happen, etc. Yay for pro match soon. Thanks, Matt. I want to give Diane my anger. She can use it for good. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't have anger issues. I'm lacking a little bit of anger, but I think what I notice is I'm cold in a fight. So I think it's even better because one thing, anger can be used against you, but when you're just cold and surgical, that is more of the. I think that's just better. Beautiful, strong, and smart. Also painter. Real great like. Thanks. If anyone's getting sexual on this stream, they must be gone. The compliments stream is the art one. Went off to book another job. Sing for us. I will sing actually tonight. I swapped with my colleague and I'm gonna do karaoke tonight so that you can hear me singing there. Almost 100 likes. Yes, we're getting there. From Georgia, Tbilisi. All women are cold. I actually think opposite. In the fight, in the martial arts, I think women are more hot-headed than men. I think so. I actually think that, at least that's what I've been noticing. And the ones who manage to put it aside or are just naturally not like that are the ones who succeed the best. Diana and Valentina Shevchenko versus Ronda and Gina Carano. I mean, I think it will be winning to beat up old ladies. Like, I've been reading, I'm so glad it helped Gina. I'm glad it helped Ronda to comeback, even more like for Gina, because I think she needed that very much. But also the whole thing, the fuss was made about to satisfy Ronda's ego. That's how I see it, and I'm very happy that she's fine, she's healthy, she has a family, she has children, she's actually an accomplished woman, and that's great. I just don't understand this need to like. I hope she's at peace now, because again, that was to satisfy her ego a little bit. If she really wanted to come back as the like put things on the stakes, and I don't blame her. When you have family, 4 kids, when you potentially suffered some issues with your head, as she was saying that, yeah, you don't want to really get punched much and get much damage. But again, you still can do more of a fight. You still can, but again, Ronda never gonna be as good striker as that, to be able to control fight that way. The double leg was okay, good. She did some better wrestling training, specifically, not only judo specific. And her armbar, I think Gina also did not really. Again, it was not all about fighting that much. I can't say necessarily it was a dive, but it almost felt like it's all of this was about to make feel Ronda good about herself again. And well, it worked, I guess. I don't know what else to say about it. Have you finished the goat? Pretty much, just need to add some lizards. That's and it's already drying out, so the layers are curing, right? So the little lizards on the top, that's gonna cure very fast, and basically, yeah, just gonna wait a little bit before to send it over. Sing some Aretha Franklin, respect. Oh, that's a hard one. I have a big range, but I don't have that big of a range. Can you beat Gina Carano? Well, all of them would probably kick my ass when it comes to MMA. I don't even say that I can be, but when it comes to purely boxing, I think yes I can, despite them being in a heavier weight class than me. You can see it on my channel. I also share the information from the Trigger boxing promotion. They're also gonna live stream it on their channel, the whole event. So yeah, I'll also try to get the pre-record and upload it as a separate footage as well. They made a lot of money too, so good for them. The one positive thing about MVP is that they claim that they pay more, and well, seems like it's true, that they pay more. Even the unranked fighters, they get more payment, and I think that's fair because, like, come on, UFC now is the Paramount deal. From the last event, I think it was just less than $4 million was paid off total, and 3 out of those, or no, it was a little bit more, but yeah, it was like 3 million to Khamzat, 1 million to Strickland or something around that, and then it was like 100,000 here and there to rest of the card. And you're like, really? Like, is that a time to really increase the minimal? Yes, they increased the bonuses, but again, they're comparing the amount of money they're making for that deal. I don't know, man. I think fighters need to be paid off, and that's why it's good to have alternatives. So MVP, it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't horrible either as an event. I think they just need to kind of make more people to want to fight there. And the best thing they can do, the best cause for that is the payment. They can literally offer them, I'm going to pay you more than you're currently getting paid. So that's going to probably also encourage UFC to be more generous to the fighters. Dan, I want you to be mad as fuck when you fight. think of the evil things. I might think of the evil things, but I don't look like, I guess, like I might just look like, even smiling. You might even see me smiling because I sometimes unconsciously I do that. When I get excited, I actually start smiling. But I think it's scarier. I think it's cooler when, like, you see Usyk smiling all the time, and it's like, well, you know how it ends usually. Okay, scrolling up. Oh, thank you, Nix, for another gift membership. Oh, my neck. Nothing serious, just the muscles. Again, did sprinting, did double session yesterday, so it was full on sprinting different distances on the uphill in the very, very hot weather, and then some boxing training in the evening. So yeah, definitely having a day off today. Are you a nature person? I love nature, yes. And I love Nha Trang because there's a lot of nature even within the city, but I really miss more of the solitude. I would definitely see myself living in some little wooden house together with my husband, and just, yeah, just in the woods. Do you have Instagram? My Instagram is linked with my YouTube bio description. Any breathing training? Yes. I do some CNS training, just like 5 minutes of 90-90 breathing. So you kind of breathe in, then you do short inhale, kind of finish it up, and then you exhale for 8 seconds around. I do those sometimes, and so usually when I wake up or before the sleep. And during whatever I do, like if it's a sprint or boxing, of course I try to breathe and I try to keep my breathing kind of set. So I wouldn't say I do much of this like separate training, but within the depending on the activity, I try to match the correct breathing pace to it. Love your hair, thank you. Just gave a friendly reminder. Thanks. Yeah, no, it's some people are just, they do things before thinking. Chris, don't be nice. Oh, the guy face. You mean the berserker? Yeah, that one is done. Well, again, a little bit behind on the schedule with the prints. We were supposed to have a prints up, and yeah, we'll do that. We'll sort that out. Just right now, the fighting, the fight is the only thing that is really stuck in my head and occupies pretty much of my mind. So she snores and wakes herself up. Well, I can't tell if I snore much, but Chris does. When he sleeps on the back, he just like starts snoring, and like I try to turn him on the side. My wife sounds like an earthquake when she sleeps. My Georgian grandma, that's the first time I was traumatized by anyone snoring. We were like in a cottage house all together in the summer. And all of a sudden, I start hearing something that I never heard before. I was like, what the fuck? Is it like a tractor? Got on, like working on in the backyard? Or it was her. It's like really, really hard. Like, I think it was the worst snoring I ever heard. Hello? That's understandable. You need to focus on training first. Well, at least for now. When I know exactly that fight is coming, it's my first fight. You subscribe, please show your outfit. You don't want it. It's literal my husband's shorts and what you see, and the sleepers. Not really that kind of the channel. Never been in Rajasthan, but we'll see one day. Okay, I'm done with my coffee. Do you steal my pink underwear? No, not today. While healing, you could do some painting. Oh, I'll definitely do painting. I'm not gonna have it like that. I don't paint completely at all during this time. I'll just figure out my schedule a little bit. And I've been sleeping quite long, so waking up in the mornings where I usually do daily painting live streams, been a little bit. Again, I just sleep. I just sleep longer. So I'll try to get that sorted and definitely get more into painting. I love painting. It really works as the therapy. So definitely not giving up on it. My country name is Georgia. Workout in slippers, not shoes. What's the theory behind this? I would say workout barefoot, maybe. That's the best. But I would recommend if you do boxing, you need train in your training boxing shoes. Sneakers are all right, but boxing shoes are the flat ones that the amateur boxers use are the best, I think. If you get used to that, you pretty much will be fine with any type of wear. It's 2 a.m. Get some work done or get rest. Well, I'm kind of resting now, keeping the channel alive and drinking my coconut, so definitely not a big deal. And after that, I will probably have a nap. Today just easy day, except apart from the karaoke in the evening. Does Rico have a chance against the Usyk? Like, it's really hard to say. One interesting thing is he's like a legendary kickboxer, and it's a little bit different pace, like using only his upper. Like, we'll see how he adjusts. So it might be something a little bit unorthodox, but at the same time, again, I would pick a great boxer against great kickboxer in the boxing match still. But I would not put his chances to zero, that's for sure. From the other hand, even though they let this fight to be a record fight, it's kind of like Rico is just a guy from kickboxing. I mean, he's definitely he's undefeated in his sport, but there are other contenders or rematches that Usyk will do probably after that. Coffee is good for you because it can maintain stamina. Caffeine might have a little impact on it. I don't even know about it, but stamina, that definitely doesn't help your stamina just as it's as the only thing. Okay, Nix, thank you very much for another memberships. Really appreciate it. My name is Diana. What country are you from? I'm from a country called Georgia in the Caucasus region. Sakartvelo, Gao marchers. I got 10 minutes to pick up my boy from training. Take care, everyone. And in the words of Arnold, I'll be back. Okay, well, have a good one. And let us know how the training went. Bloodsport. I'm not sure. Chris probably. Bloodsport. Yeah, what a classic. Maybe I've seen it. I'm not. I actually not sure. Lindsay Diaz versus Perry Rosie Carano. I actually woke up and I was thinking. I thought that. Like I just decided to rest that morning, so I didn't wake up for a fight night for anything. But apparently, the MVP event was later, so I exactly started watching by the time it was the end of. So Mike Perry was knocking out Nate Diaz, and then I watched Rosie versus Carano, and I wasn't crazy impressed, but again, it wasn't the worst. Some people who say that it was horrible, it's like, again, it was the first thing trying to make as big as possible on Netflix outside of UFC, right? And everyone's like, yeah, they like UFC better, but I think I like the fact that they are talking about getting having higher payment for the fighters, even unranked ones. So I think that's a good intention. I think having that diversity of the choice is a good thing, and we shall see how that goes further. But I think, yeah, they need more. They need to make legit cards. They actually need more active fighters, right? And that's not that easy to just tell UFC fighters, oh, come on in, I'll sign you. They will be like, well, but I'm already in the UFC, and even if they offer more money, at this stage, a lot of them might refuse just because, no, thank you, like because UFC has that status. So MVP or anything else they're gonna try. It's all about building it up first. That was first attempt. It wasn't horrible. Wasn't the best either. I think they try to overhype it too much when it comes. They could do it as the, you know what, that's something great we're doing. We want to diversify sport. But yeah, making it as the greatest fight of all the time, like that's just not true. Diana was 1N. They're Caucasus Mountains, yeah. Can you fight? I can box. Sorry. Choked. Choked on the coconut. Yeah, we'll live stream the karaoke tonight. I feel so bad for Kara and all that happened, build up for nothing. Yeah, I think, again, it might not have been staged necessarily, but at the same time, it was like, it was all set up the way to satisfy Ronda's, like, to feel good about herself again. I don't know, man. Like, to me, that is a little bit pathetic, to be honest. I'm very happy that both ladies got in the best shape. I'm glad that Gina is at the better place, but again, it wasn't a fight. It was just a little 17 seconds of the armbar. That's it. Nate Diaz is a human piñata, unfortunately. I'll always be a Nate Bros fan, though. Yeah, same. I mean, I love Diaz brothers, and yet Nate is at the point of he should retire, man. I think and I hope he got that big paycheck, but again, how far and for how long? Your health, your brain health, nothing is more. And he has a family, he has daughters. Like, I think it's time. It really is. Yo, girl. Sean Strickland. Well, Sean is a legend. I always liked, despite his trash talk and rage baiting, I like Sean. I think he's one hell of a genuine dude who turned into something the best that he could from considering his background. And yeah, no, he is definitely a fighter. He's not the prettiest style fighter or most exciting with his style specifically, but the guy is a fighter and I would say even a warrior with his core. You know, he just is. Like, you take him down, he's gonna get up. Like, he's gonna jab you off. He's gonna, he's gonna have that endurance for 25 freaking minutes, and nothing you can do about it, you know? And I think his resume became more like he took down Adesanya and he took down Hamzat, pretty much both who were supposed to be in their primes. So yeah, I mean, Strickland, we have, but again, on that fight, on that card, Joshua Van versus Tatsuro Taira, that was the fight. Those two guys, Van showed that his power, he's like a Taporia of the flyweight to me now, like seeing his striking, his boxing specifically, very, very impressive. That's the power you don't disrespect. And Tatsuro, props to Tatsuro, he was winning fight. He got wrecked with one shot. He literally sent on the canvas. He was out. And he came back and he fought until the last round. And getting a lot of damage, but just because after that kind of shot, it's really hard to do the head movement and all that kind of stuff. I hope he trains a little bit more of the defense and head movement against that kind of striking that Joshua Van showed, but man, Tatsuro is like he's gonna be champion, or at least he's a material. So now flyweight is very exciting. You have Joshua Van, who is not a paper champ. He proved that he's there for a reason. And you have Pantoja because, well, in that first fight we couldn't do like that. That was nothing. Like he got injured, so we didn't see anything. So the old wolf is coming back, and you have Tatsuro Taira. So it's like those three, that triangle is making the flyweight exciting at this point. I don't like his statements, but he's good, Sean. But that's the thing. A lot of people who know him personally, he rage baits more than he actually thinks. Even about some of the stuff about women, he's like, "Oh, women should be in the kitchen." Well, he trains with it. I see him liking the post of women in the fights. He's a good rage baiter. I think he's a great guy to just train with and be friendly with, and like I think he's a good teammate as well in the actual interaction, you know. And again, people are so easily offended today. I've talked to some genuine, a little bit misogynistic and a little bit of, that kind of guys. But if you earn their respect, it doesn't apply to you. Because again, once they respect you, they're kind of like, okay, I think that about everything else, but you earned my respect. You're not that case. And that's kind of how it is. People just, I think most women shouldn't fight and won't fight, not because you fight against women, right? It's not like, I don't understand that the thing that, oh, she's gonna get damaged. Well, she's not fighting a man, she's fighting a fellow woman, so nothing wrong with that. And still, most of women are not gonna want it, and that's completely normal because most of women want other things. Most of women want family. Most of women want to be taken care of in the sense of the outside stress, so they can take care of the things and logistics more like internally. That's completely fine. But there's gonna be women like me and a lot of amazing women in martial arts and boxing and sports who just have the opportunity to come out and show that warrior mentality, and that's completely that's okay as well, right? It's not like this is impossible. So it's just like, yeah, I mean, people are easily getting offended over everything, and because of certain statements, sometimes they don't see past through who the person is actually. She's so cool. She doesn't mind rage baiters. Yeah, look, you gotta just just have fun out from it, you know. My boy Morales is coming for the Islam at the 170. Better not try duck him. I say Morales would. I think Morales also will not only walks through Islam. Islam has experience, IQ, and abilities ahead of him, but it might not work against someone like Morales. A natural freak, has the talent, has the strong chin, has the reach and the punches that if one punch lands, it just knocks you out flat. And that's it kind of goes for everyone to division. Morales can knock out anyone in the welterweight division. It's just the fact. So it's very interesting to see that, you know. Some people say about Ian Gary versus Islam. I'm not sure about that. Ian Gary's style is very interesting. It might be uncomfortable for Islam, but not impossible. You know what I mean? So yeah, to me, Morales has the biggest chances of really taking over the welterweight division. Hi, Alex. Welcome back. Okay. Hello, hello.
Nó buồn rồi, nó buồn bên đây rồi, nó buồn bên đây rồi. Rồi, hai là bắt che đi đó. Kia uống. Ôi, giời ơi. Hai là chỉ tao đéo cho mày cái bắn thôi đi.
All they need is supporting the independence.
Cầm cái tô, cầm cày, không cày gì luôn. Tẩy á. Có cây à. Cây ở đâu?
I'm just reading through, sorry. I've been a while. It's been a while. What's going? Hey, Texas mate. Welcome back. Ask good questions. All is good. All is good. Yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. So. Will Ilya versus Slumber ever happen? Might happen, but again, I don't know. If it doesn't happen in the next 2 years, then it might not happen ever, probably. But again, I might be wrong. I think for now it's gonna be Islam versus welterweight division, and okay, you have Ilya Gaethje. I think that Tsarukyan is as a backup, which is very interesting. And yeah, Tsarukyan versus Ilya has to happen. That's kind of in the lightweight. So those things need to be sorted, and maybe we will get a super fight between these two further on. Get her another round of coffee. I'm probably gonna have a heart attack. I'm not very coffee tolerant. What I even do, I always, despite loving Vietnamese coffee, it's like they have different. They have like a salt coffee, coconut coffee, so caffeine and sugar together, and like their Robusta coffee is like a triple dose of the regular coffee. I always just get the, especially lately, get the regular latte coffee because that one is the most mild it can get. We're now preparing for Dan's professional boxing debut. Yes, that's true. She'll fight a Russian girl in the Saigon on the 21st of June. Yes. Yeah, updates regarding my license. I think it's going well because, I did the translation of my medical results. I sent them over. Now they got me, just asked me questions to send some passport and information about the fight, when it's gonna hold, and who's my opponent and that kind of stuff. So I think we're just going through. Yeah, I was worrying about that licensing. I never done it. I don't know how it exactly would work out, but seems to be they're helping me out quite well. Oh, really? Are you excited? Yeah, I am excited. Well, I was excited when I found out first. Now I'm more like locked in. Every day is to, even if I don't train, I just play it in my head. And yeah, I think it's exciting, but I feel more rather locked in right now. Favorite female fighter? Mine is Alexa. Alexa Grasso is a natural killer instinct. Like, I haven't seen that many men and women either as with that instinct that she has. Both in striking and like that. Her recent finish that should be added in the Hall of Fame was Maycee Barber. Did you see that? Where she knocks her out and then she submits her and the girl looked dead. It was so cold and so beautiful, and only Alexa Grasso could do that, you know? So definitely, especially after that one, she was like, also her, like I noticed her and acknowledged her first time she won against Valentina, caught her on her, so she's very good at catching you at the mistakes, just surgically. To caught Valentina. People can call it a fluke, but it's not a fluke again when it's Valentina Shevchenko. It's a mistake that's been used for good against her. So yeah, Alexa Grasso. Obviously, Val is one of my favorites. I definitely became Amanda as well. Like, especially, like, I just love Amanda striking. Like, she's really killing it. And to me, also, I was liking a lot the Rose Namajunas, even though she's not exactly doing the best right now. I always loved her attitude, her background. She's just good, humble person, and she's been very dangerous in her prime. What he did to Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and I do like Joanna too, but again, that was the period when she got a little bit too cocky, and Rose just put her in her place. So that's. Yeah, that quite. I like seeing more, and currently also out of the UFC, like everyone else, I'm really looking at the Dakota Dicheva. She's like, man, she's great. I'm doing my brother doing pretty good. That sounds well. That sounds very great. Do you like spirituality? I think I'm quite spiritual person, but within the reason. He wins first round when he knocks out Justin. Justin won't fucking move. Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but yeah, unless Justin would come up with a little. But again, after his fighting style, he literally said himself, he doesn't care if he gets beaten up. He just likes the game. He likes the violence. He might create some highlight moments, but again, Ilya is too precise for it. Yeah, excited but secure. She's boxing really well, and we are confident she will win. Yeah, it's again, I'm not underestimating my opponent. I am being I prepare for the best version of her as well. She's also doing a professional boxing debut, but she has 2 MMA fights behind her. She seems to be like generally good striker, if you know what I mean. But boxing and MMA within the boxing rules is different. Like just throwing a combo in the MMA, comparing how you would do that in the boxing setups is different. A lot of upper body and angle manipulation happens in the boxing, and that's what I've been training. That's what I do. So you can see even MMA clean box like Joshua Van, and you have Topuria, you see those, they have like quite a clean boxing style work in the MMA and what they do, how much of the striking advantage it gives to someone who does that in that specific way. So especially in the boxing rules, to me it's not just go punch, and there's not the what ifs. Like there is actually not a secret, but I wear contact lenses. I have -5. It's not like I'm blind without it, but what would happen, the worst case, is my lens slides. In the sparring sessions, if that happens very rarely, I just stop and I just put it back and I continue, obviously. But in the fight, it's just like, okay, worst case happens, I just continue and just increase the pressure. And with one eye, I will be, so it kind of cleans up. So there is not what ifs, oh, but what if that happens and I'm not, there is no what ifs. I get punched, maybe, okay, I adjust, I keep my hands ready more for the better guard and stuff. And again, if that will be, it was someone who is like WBC contender championship level boxer, that would be a little bit different. It would be the whole, how to say that, knowing that they would prepare certain things or they had a certain style. I would watch a lot of their fights, analyze. In this one, I don't have much material to study, except those some MMA fights. And I just have a general, I have a general plan ready. Not me, myself only, but my team. We're pushing a lot on the calculated smart pressing strategy. However, the first round, we'll see. I might be actually getting off the points and see if I'm faster in the practice, if I'm more powerful, which I'm pretty much sure I am, because I think I'm cutting down to 52, and she's around 51, 52 already. She doesn't even need to cut down that weight. So I think it's power, the advantage is on my side. And yeah, that's pretty much. And the attitude, I think it's just the attitude to stand in there, be smart about the energy, how you push the energy. Like I train a lot for good conditioning, but again, if you sprint first few seconds or first round too much, you're gonna get tired by the end of round or two. There is always, so endurance doesn't work only with by training it up, but it's about pacing it correctly. So that is the important part too, and also within first round, for example, warm up quite well. We're also gonna see if my straight punches, the ones that land, what kind of effect it's gonna cause. If it causes like effect that, oh, person doesn't really feel good, well, that might end into a first round finish. If she takes punch well and she counters immediately and I counter, then it's gonna be more, you know, okay, we gotta be careful with that. So there are those scenarios. It's just gonna depend. Certain things gonna depend how it goes. All I know, I'm preparing for all of it. Dan is going to kick some butt. That's pretty awesome. Yes. Tatiana Suarez is very interesting. Yes, no, it's like no doubt. I haven't seen her full fights, but I've seen some of the highlights. Okay, I keep scrolling up. Do you do a lot of endurance training? Yes. At least twice a week. It's dedicated. I rather do assault bike and replicate, like I have speed ups within the 3-minute rounds. I do male rounds, and I train male rounds with guys too. When I spar, I do 3 minutes instead of 2, and that's a good thing because, well, 2 minutes is less than 3 in actual fight. And yesterday, for example, we did sprints, like uphill sprints, 7 short ones, 5 medium ones, 3 long sprints. And then in the end, last 3 short ones again, and that was the sprints are great for it because it's not only your cardio, it's more of the muscular endurance development as well. Thoughts on Nina drama? Maybe too much of her. I mean, she really. Someone said very interesting things. She actually brought good thing about her, the way she does content. Yeah, she is a lot of thirst trapping and stuff, like the low key, but you kind of can see fighters' personalities. Like no one liked Arman Tsarukyan before he started making content with Nina Drama, and now he's like a Bruce Wayne of the UFC, super funny, low key. Like you know what I mean. I'm not saying that's the only way to do it, and the Nina Drama is the only person that can provide that effect. It's just that's a positive, I think, of her. But at the other side, it's so much of her. Like, and I would respect if that was someone who is like former mixed martial artist and actually does stuff more seriously, even while engaging or training together with fighters, and you could see, okay, she actually got some skills. Maybe that would be better, but it's pushing too much on the comedy, too much on a little bit of thirst trapping, a little bit of just brain rot, and all of a sudden you're like, and just a clickbait, you know. Yeah, so it's. But it's just me. That's just my opinion. She will be fighting a 21-year-old Russian girl. She has 2 MMA fights, 1 win, 1 loss. Yeah, that's how it will be. That's pretty cool. Good luck, guys. Please put them highlights on here. Oh yeah. Not only highlights, the whole fight as well, but I'm definitely gonna sit on some good, maybe not even, maybe even hire someone who does good edits and just do the highlights. That will be cool. You're pro. Well, I'm a debuting pro, meaning that my debut is ahead of me. Okay. I'm on the way up in the chat. Hey Blue Warrior, hi, and you got it. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's I think I got it. She's gonna do her best, I do my best, but to me the definition of doing it, doing my best is not just go in and get myself exhausted. That's the job for the trainings. I need to push my limits and really push that thresholds when I train, especially some specific trainings that are meant to be harder. And the actual fight is more about playing the chess and do the game, not just there. I need to be fully rested, fully confident in what I'm doing and how I'm doing, and just do the correct layout. That's what I call doing the best. I've seen some of the, especially like more like a beginning, and even in the professional fight, I see like a beginning level of it, where fighters just go crazy. It almost feels like a heavy sparring of the training, and they just it turns into brawling, and that's not what I'm gonna do. Okay, well, are you more of a grappler or a brawler? Oh, grappler, it's like grappling. A brawler, we call it in boxing, because you just stop doing much technique. You just try to out-brawl, work a lot of clinch, and just brawl from there. And that's not, I think it's an important skill to do. You need the physicality there to do that as well. And doing brawling training is important, I think. But do it as the boxing thing. I don't want to be, as a boxer, I don't want to be a brawler. Meaning that's only I can do. I want to be able to escape those situations or turn them around, change the angle. They try to brawl, they fall forward, I catch them, you know what I mean? So it's like there's a lot of ways around it. It's not like I would avoid it, but this is the position that kind of doesn't make sense. When both sides are just go like, it just creates an exhaustion. And then that's when the fight becomes like a slow-mo, and both fighters are a little bit disoriented and not very sharp, and that's just not the position you want to be as a boxer. Unless you're like really trained brawler and it's just the way what you do, that's a good way to exhaust your opponent. She don't hang out, she's married and happy. It's absolutely true. A brawler is a natural street fighter. Yes. I mean, again, no rules, no technique, more like just pure willpower and physicality. By the way, Ronda was on steroids for the match. Yeah, and well, I wouldn't be surprised maybe Gina was on the semaglutide or something to suppress her appetite, cut weight quickly. Semaglutide, aka Ozempic, it doesn't mean that, or you just eat it and you just take it and you don't drink or don't eat anymore. You still eat controlled, but you don't have crazy hunger, so it's easy to cut the weight that rapidly because Gina really cut weight very fast. It's also, so they probably were both on some sort of enhancement. She's a boxer, she's a Rocky Balboa, she's southpaw and aggressive. I'm orthodox, but I do southpaw too, and I actually I'm probably gonna do part of the work, if not all of it, from the southpaw. No head movement. No, that's not true. I have head movement. I like head movement. Just hits and still gets forward. Oh, that's I'm gonna keep going forward with the head movement and with the, you know, like this, not just a frozen guard. Haha, submission, boxing submission. Just take their jab, break it. I'll check your YouTube channel. Thank you. Gina Carano drained herself to get in shape. She might felt a little weak. Yeah, probably the years off the octagon, but also maybe took a dive. I might not be a direct agreement with them, but maybe she just been told that, okay, Gina, you need to, because she just did that low kick exactly when Ronda was coming. So it was such a weird experience. It's even hard to say. You don't want to say that it was rigged, but it actually felt one way or another. It felt that it wasn't. Like, Nadia said everyone's on steroids. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, we're gonna stream it on channel. Thanks for support. Never been broken. A little bit mistaken. You see this? It's been, my septum is a little bit shifted. I'm a boxer who's gonna do professional debut in the 21st of June. But I also watch MMA, and I just like watching mixed martial arts and combat sport generally, and just predominantly boxing and MMA at this point, and just talk about it on my channel. Yeah, very important to do the right moves. Yeah, right moves, right pressure. The beauty of boxing is you don't only throw punches. Yeah, you see a lot of boxers just boom, punch, boom, like you do like fencing. But when you do in the professional boxing, the cool thing is you have shoulder rolls. You can use the posting. You literally can post jab and even forearm to your opponent before setting stuff. And you can switch directions that way. Then you can throw a punch, do the shift, already set up your legs so you do a shift, and then you all of a sudden appear from the background. Then you have like a mirroring work when you just like they throw, you rather counter or just wave, and then you just learn how to respond immediately to their action. That's quite important too. So it really depends not only how it goes, but also how you set up certain things. So if you're gonna wait, some counter punchers do that. They wait for their opponent to come in forward. And sometimes you shouldn't wait. Sometimes you just need to create a certain scenario that works out for you. Good luck. Thank you very much. Girl, so you're sparring, you're good. Thank you, appreciate it. A fight will be probably a little bit different. It's gonna be go harder on my side because on the sparring side I don't punch hard. I just go unless it's bigger guys and they tell me that go in like feel punch a little bit. I do that, but I don't spar hard. And again, they don't spar like hard with me either because that's not how you learn. But on the fight again, that's a different setup because there you're not thinking about to play. Yeah, maybe you have some punches you just do rather speed and rather setup than overcommitting to it. But then you have like combos like 1, 2, 3, for example. It needs to be sharp and powerful. Do you think to participate Olympics too old? Like I'm going professional boxing. I'm a little bit too old for Olympics. They have like a young national team, and it would be the whole hustle to get back into that. And I've been in the environment. That's not where I want to be exactly. So I just prefer to do it my own run in the and do it through professional boxing. Yeah, Gina didn't take that. Yeah, probably. And it also comes, again, I don't know what they've been talking about behind the scenes, how friendly they become. They seem to become very friendly. And it's all in a big way. It was kind of to make a lot of money, for Gina to get in shape and get back into the game and preparation. And for Ronda, she needed to reclaim that, like her ego. The shame is she never admitted that her loss to Holly Holm and Amanda Nunes will deserve. That's one thing I dislike about Ronda. She's been saying about she's thanking everyone now. It's all about her now and as the center of the attention. But well, what about other? You're talking about that you represent women's mixed martial arts, but what about the women who actually beat you? You never gave them a credit, and your ego never gave you that ability to admit that, because nothing wrong with that. It makes you a bigger person when you just say, you know what, I lost fair and square, and they as much as I do represent MMA, they also represent the mixed martial arts, and we all do, right? But yeah, to me it was a little bit off. The whole thing was just odd. Oh, okay, sweet. Counter punches are my favorite. Yeah, I actually prefer because you know exactly where they're gonna counter. You can get it on guard and a little sleep. And then with the counter punches, you need to counter them immediately too, because every time you throw something, you know they're gonna try to counter. You need to fail their counter attempt, and then you do it again. And sometimes you just go there, usually counter. They're comfortable in the long range, but when it gets middle and close range, they just get uncomfortable, and that's kind of where you want it to be. Timing is important to focus. Yes, timing is everything. Yeah, it's just better being ready for scenarios, being focused, and just have just when you step on it, just have the winning mentality. Opponent be like, she hits like a truck. Classic Rosie expected her to win like that. Again, I agree, but yeah, it was too little for the hype, baby. For that kind of hype, I would appreciate them to actually have at least first round fight, and then she would do her armbar. It would be more like, oh, okay, and then we would see a little bit of striking. But again, that's the thing, Ronda never felt comfortable in striking, and Gina probably, even out of shape or out of fighter shape, Gina would be better at striking. So yeah, Rosie just did straight away what she did, and she even said like, she didn't want her family to see then what was the point of posing except making money out of it and just making it all about yourself. Yeah, I'm not saying it was fixed on the like literally said on the paper. But when there is a vibe to it, oh, it's like Gina helped me. She's the only person who like the whole thing. And we knew that Ronda's not gonna take any loss. She never accepted any of her losses with dignity, right? So we knew that okay, Ronda is winning. Then we were like, oh, maybe Gina actually, she's better striker. Maybe she actually does something. And then Gina really hadn't taken that seriously because she probably even didn't have intention to really do that. Like for real, I don't know. As I said, it's a very weird vibe to all of it. Dubois crushed him. Dubois is a very interesting position. Only person he lost, not the only, but he lost to Usyk twice, and there is this another boxer, I forgot, he lost once, I think. But yeah, that's like just, he's like on top of there, but still way to go. If you can't stop her takedown, then you are done. Oh, that's the thing. If you put, again, Amanda Nunes, even current Holly Holm would probably crush. Like, Ronda doesn't like take a punch, and people forget that if you don't take a punch in MMA, well, is it? I wouldn't compare Ronda to Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz can take beating and he's still there until, for a long time. He started bleeding, he can, but the Nate Diaz also turned around quite a few fights in his career despite that. It's not about, you get beaten or something. Again, Ronda showed that she's fragile. First time she actually gets her takedown attempts fail and she gets punched in the face, she collapses because of no stand-up game. Again, who am I to judge too much or something? I'm just talking about my general opinion about the whole thing. There are better fighters than Ronda, both men and women. And, well, that's the thing. She's a pioneer. She definitely opened a way for women in the UFC, right? You can't take that away from Ronda. It would be nice for her to admit that, oh, you know what? There is new generation that outgrown me, and that's fine. That's how the sport evolves. If she ever said that, you would be like, respect to you, Ronda. You did your best, and you were the best in the game. But like, she only kind of came up with excuses. She only diminished her opponents and their victories. Like, it was all that bunch of excuses of like, oh, she had a concussion, this and that. And then for years, she couldn't even accept it. And now she needed that fight with Gina that she knew she would win to make a peace with herself. You know what I mean? That's a little bit, that's not the type of warrior mentality, or that's not the type of wisdom of the someone who is in the martial arts who understand it. You know what? No one is potentially unbeatable. Some people retire unbeatable, but if they stay, there's new generation, there's always someone else who's going to get better. And it's about to give the credit to your opponent and accept the defeat when you actually were defeated. But from Usyk, who is currently the best. Yes, Usyk is also gonna retire at some point, and probably not in maybe within a couple of years or something. And yeah, it's a good point. I don't think any boxing skill necessarily is out of the world. Maybe except for very high volume punchers who are like, that needs to be really, really trained, or like crazy footwork, b-wall that again needs to be trained. But it's all about the best out of best rely rather on that mastermind and IQ, timing, strategy. They just learn how to do that, and that comes with experience. That comes with the right mindset towards it. So it's very interesting to see some of the people who try to play chess when everyone plays checkers. I'm from Georgia, the country. Rhonda is somewhat sensitive and insecure. She's toughened herself through the martial arts, but she still struggles with demons, definitely. And that's what I mean. I mean, the biggest, and exactly those demons are the biggest fights. Some fighters, some people, even being arrogant in the earlier, younger years, they find that humility because they understand that that's the way how you win over yourself when you are like, you don't think that you are center of the world. You don't need to be center of the world anymore. You just here for the whole game. You have respect to anyone in the game, and even in the moment of defeat, you can praise them and give them the credit. That's what we like to see, you know. And yeah, unfortunately, she never got. Yeah, she's now doing it to Gina, that she respects Gina so much, and that's great. But again, she never, like, if she made a post about, you know what, I've been thinking all the time, and Holly Holm and Amanda Nunes really won. They really did it fair and square, despite the reasons or whatever it would be from my side. I give these people, after all these years, I just want them to give that the credit to them. That would be a very honorable move from Ronda to me. It would be like, okay, she actually found that strength within herself to grow, not only as a person but as the warrior too, because that's part of it. You learn that humility without crushing your ego, but opposite, feeling stronger by acknowledging your rival. But again, I don't see that happening. At least it doesn't happen right now. How did you end up in Asia? Just me and my husband moved here together. If she lost, she probably would hate Gina. That's another thing, you know? Floyd Patterson. Speaking of Floyd Patterson, one of my favorite boxers that are not like the boxing fans know him, but it's not as big name as Tyson, though he was his predecessor. But Floyd Patterson said once something like the measure of a fighter is proven through loss and not just by winning. One of the reasons Floyd Patterson is my all-time favorite to me, not his boxing specifically. Yeah, he was definitely very great in his own right at that point, but how he would. Like his words when he was supposed to fight Sonny Liston, and everyone was like, "Oh, Sonny Liston is a criminal. He's a dirty man." That there was the whole critique just to his persona. I remember Floyd Patterson's words. His gentle. That man was an unfortunate past, and yet he deserves it. Like something like that. He was so gentle and delicate in his wording to his opponents. Huge respect, despite who it would be. That man was really a treasure, and that's what I think. First of all, the mixed martial arts, combat sports, boxing, it's just the way and the journey where you can show yourself, where you can flourish and grow yourself as a fighter, as a warrior. But there is so much more behind it off the set. Like, let's say I would lose my first fight. It really would say a lot about me, how I present myself there. If I started finding excuses, whether it's legit or not, that would diminish me as a true warrior, as a true fighter to myself. Because as he said, you need to be ready that there is always possibility for you to be defeated, and it's really important how you show yourself in that situation. I'm 26 years old. What if you never lose? Well, there is interesting thing. I would rather level up in the game. What happens in boxing, there are some undefeated records, but when I see who they've been fighting, I'm like, that's just easy fights, you know? And it's okay to have first 5 fights in the professional boxing just to get acclimated, and you know, when I'm 0-0 now, she's a 0-0 in boxing, I think that's fair. Then next time I meet someone who is 1-0, and so you level up the game, but you don't face someone who is a monster in the beginning. But then at some point when you're 5-0, you shouldn't take that much of 0-0s or someone who's been on a losing streak, that already means that, okay, that's an easy one for you. When you're 5-0, you need to meet someone who is 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, even 6-7-0, you know, who is like also undefeated or at least 5-1, you know, that has a pretty much positive record. This is the only way to level up your game. And I would rather spend my time from fight to fight, prepare to upgrade that game and see how much I can be undefeated. If I did get defeated because someone was better, but I know that I was fighting a higher competition or like equal competition, I'm not gonna be offended. I'm just gonna be like, okay, well, that's how it works. And I will try to do my best to get back on the winning streak again after that fall. That's what I would rather do, comparing to avoid fights and, you know, that kind of stuff. The genuine, he had the genuine charisma, the unmissable demeanor. He was a very interesting fighter in terms of skills and mindset. I think he was a complete fighter, flaws and all. Even Ali respected him. Exactly, Ali had a huge respect to Floyd Patterson, and he was considering that he was also smaller heavyweight. That was the era when the heavyweights became like they're bigger heavyweights who stepped in the game. That Rosie Carana fight an absolute nothing. Like I understand your feelings. Yes. John Bones Jones undefeated. Do you think his record is padded? Not all of it. Big chunk of the Jones was just a unicum and phenomenon. And sociopath, like I think he's a genuine sociopath, and that really helped him in his game. But then in recent years, you started seeing that he would fight he would sit on his title and fighting once in a year or 3 years, you know what I mean? And then like fighting an older Stipe. Yes, he's older too, but not really taking risks. And then you had Thomas. Speak whatever you want. Him against Gunn. The Jones could face him because you know what? Alex Volkanovski faced the young Lopez. He's still like the guy's 38 years old and he's dominating his division and all the youngsters too because he is, to me, he's a true champion. You have Alex Pereira, who lost, but he never backed down. So, saying that John Jones, maybe the last part of his career, yes, it's been more like, because he had this privilege to pick on the fights that he wants, and he started thinking more about like keeping it undefeated. And again, I don't like that mindset. I rather you to stay up there. Like, I rather respect Volk, who lost against Islam, lost against Topuria. That's the only losses he has against someone who's younger and legends already in there, right? And coming back to become a featherweight champion again, and then beating up the one of the best guys in the weight show, schooling basically them, showing that you're not past your prime. Pretty much, you're still there. Maybe age-wise he's past his prime, but his work ethic, his fighting IQ, maybe arguably even grown. So you see the comparison, you know what I mean? Hey Peter, what's up? Gano and Jones need to happen. I don't think Jones accepts that, but we will see. Maybe an MVP for big money, I don't know. What do you think about Ryan Garcia? Ryan Garcia actually is the one who's been... People always thought that he's more of an influencer and YouTuber and like streamer, and he dismantles Mario Barrios and in one of his last matches. And yeah, that guy has a skill. It's just about for him to be in the right state of mind. He's not very stable with his psychology, but seems to be now he's at a good place, and once he's mentally like focused, the guy has the skills and the boxing IQ. I never had acne. I think acne is something internal that some people have, some people don't, and obviously with bad diet and those things, or use of steroids or some things can cause that, but in my case, I never suffered from it. Having a cottage cheese sandwich, good for you. I think Jones should have went up to heavyweight a long time ago. I think he only went up when the light heavyweight division got stuck and heavyweight got weak. I mean, yeah, there is a good point about it, and possibly because again, Jones, as much as he's dominant, he's been calculating that about he's not exactly a fighter who is gonna take that big of a risk probably. But again, that point can be kind of yes and no, because everyone chooses to go up in the weight whenever they think they can. It's almost like, okay, Islam could fought Topuria first before going up, but again, he was tired of making the weight class. And some people say okay, he ducked Topuria, but at the same time, he went up in the welterweight. Well, welterweight is now stacked right now, so you cannot blame him for going on the easy competition there. So I guess that can be a point. I talked about your tattoos. I show my tattoos sometimes. I have few. For now it's okay, Adulia, but I appreciate it. Thank you. But okay, guys, I'm gonna start a few more minutes and I'm gonna wrap up this live stream. I know no one cares, but I watched Surf's Up for the second time ever last night. Have not seen the movie since it came out. I don't think I have even seen that movie. Maybe I should. Like, I like to watch movies together with Chris. I never like to watch it on my own much, so. Running, he's chasing the money. Well, everyone wants money. I don't know, Ilya definitely can. Ilya's power, I think, goes. The only person Ilya cannot do anything, I think, is Morales in the welterweight. That would be ridiculous to see Topuria versus Morales. It's just such a difference in the size and the weight. But actually, some of the people in welterweight, yeah, he can. I think Topuria can really go against. I'm broadcasting from Vietnam, Nha Trang. Same, Vietnam, Nha Trang. That's where I live currently. I'm from Georgia, Tbilisi, and apparently I'm 160, so 5'2" feet, 5'2". My name is Diana. Luckily, Leonardo DiCaprio. As an actor, yeah, he's good. Yeah, he only wants one welterweight Islam, and that makes sense. It wouldn't really make sense for Ilya to stay in welterweight. Well, actually, Chris says, Adulia, you can email us. Yeah, I guess that's fair. You can email us regarding the stickers if you want to. You're from your mother, Diana. Well, I've heard that saying before, but I don't understand exactly. Ado. Okay, we're gonna call you Ado. Speaking of Bivol, his style is very beautiful, footwork, speed, accuracy, etc. I think Benavides doesn't have his footwork, but he may compensate his flaws with resolve, strategy, and aggressiveness. Yeah. Oh, that's a matchup I would love to watch. It's like a footwork against the good upper body defense and the offense. Like Benavides really knows how to do it. And there've been boxers who show that you don't need only you don't always need that footwork. There's the ways how to control that distance and but again, Buell's footwork is so great. It will be a good matchup between, okay, what is more important? An actually brilliant footwork to control the distance and do the offense, defense, and all that kind of stuff, or what Benavides does, which is more upper body execution. Yeah, I'm shorty. Well, I'm fighting in 52, and that's not even my, I'm probably gonna go all the way down to 49 to kind of get on there. Stanley Kubrick or Christopher Nolan, but let's see how badly he fucks up the Odyssey. Well, Nolan might be talented enough to save it, and that's what they're hoping for. But all these gender swaps and the Elliot, what's the Elaine or whatever that chick's name as the which is she playing? I forgot. Troy. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Achilles. Sorry, Achilles. Like you had Brad Pitt as an Achilles, like a classic movie, great movie. Some of the legendary quotes there, and then you have this. That's just a gimmick. No, I don't gamble. Yeah, I remembered Achilles, yes. Elliot Page. All right. Okay, guys. Gotta go rest, do a little stretching for my neck. Yeah, it was nice. Nice morning coffee. It's already 2 p.m. here. So gotta start wrapping it up. I'm 26. What are you drinking? This is just a herbal mix. They always serve it with the coffee and the drinks that you order here in Vietnam. And it's very refreshing. So yeah, nice chatting with another fan. Okay, nice chatting. Hi Diana. 3 a.m. here, Orlando, Florida. Okay, well it's quite late. Gotta get some sleep. And nice seeing you. Thank you, Blue Warrior. No, it's not gonna be on TV, but it's gonna be on the YouTube here on my channel and on the Trigger promotion. I'll share all this information, and so you will be able to see, and hopefully to get the pre-record as well, so you can see it even if you missed the live. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good one and take care. I see you in the next one. Ciao.